For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Sending you guys a bit of a kind of review video on a product from Outdoor Revolution. So with me here today, I've got the Cayman Outhouse XL. So the Cayman Outhouse basically comes in essentially two different heights, so it can fit different vehicles. So it's available in kind of a low and also a mid. So the low is going to do basically from 180 to 210, the mid then 210 up to 255. So you can pretty can choose what kind of height vehicle you're looking to attach it to. Now, in terms of the kind of attachment methods, you've got different methods you can use. It's got a pre-fixed in kind of caddy built onto it. So you've got a 4mm and a 6mm beading directly onto it itself. So what you can almost do is feed that into a C-rail or a wind out directly. Problem with it being, if you ever want to drive away, you kind of lose that functionality completely. And what you find is that it'll be an absolute pain to move one rather than the other. So what I would recommend is buying a fixing kit and connecting the two that way. That way it's a moving part that allows both to stay where they are, disconnect and reconnect as you see fit. For the method I've used, initially I've just used guy ropes over the top and kind of just splayed it out on sort of like a 45-degree angle to get tension across the roof, but also tension towards the vehicle itself. And that for me is probably one of the easier ways just to lob them over and guy it out nice and neatly. Depending on kind of the tunnel section, like I said, this one is actually a mid on a low vehicle, so the fit would be a lot better than this. It's just unfortunately the mid was only all I had to use to film today. But what in terms of the material we've got here is this really nice kind of 120 HD embossed fabric. So it's about 70 odd denier, 3000mm high threaded head. The main body of the awning is actually 2 by 2 meters. So it's really nice and small and compact. The tunnel section is a little bit larger, it's about 212. The reason I sort of point this out is mainly because if you're intending on fitting it to any kind of van like this, then essentially when you come to use a sliding door, the sliding door won't actually open inside of it. You've got to leave a gap like so, and that's where certainly going over the van makes it easy because you have a bit of a gap here as well, and then the sliding door will open providing you do that. Really, again, this area is really more a sheltered area to and from the van, so it's not really ever going to be weather tight on the best day anyway. So having that little gap on the back is not the end of the world, but it's a consideration you have to be aware of. Especially when we're talking, for example, into the midline, if you've got something like a Ducato van, where, you know, the door slides back is 260. On these, it's about 240, 250, so there is more to sort of be aware of there. Fiberglass pole, quick and easy to pitch. You can see myself doing a little tutorial pitching video. It took me, I think, around about sort of 11-12 minutes to pitch it while gassing on as well. Fiberglass poles, very expensive to replace if anything was to go wrong or down to wind damage. And you've got these kind of pre-angled joints to kind of increase the internal height in here. So for even if it's 2 by 2, it feels quite spacious inside. Little clips as well make it easy to sort of feed it through the top section and clip it on. We've got a nice big vent, apex vent in here to allow airflow to help sort of fight condensation and give it a little bit more sort of less moisture inside the actual awning itself. That is twinned up with sort of dual vents on either side, and as you can see, we've got kind of the ability, if you wish, to leave the vent open by guying it out. We can take the zip all the way up. We've got a window panel built in, so you can almost roll it up to just leave the window, so you've got visibility out, but the vent is closed. Alternatively, you've got to basically zip it all the way to the top, and that keeps it nice and tidy. Other things as well to mention is that when you've got little toggle points, it comes up here. Archie, come here. So you can toggle that out to the very top. Alternatively, you really want to, the front door which zips down and can be completely enclosed, you can actually bring out onto some additional king poles. So you can buy some additional king poles, and then you've got kind of eyelets in the corners, bring that out, make an extra little canopy just to kind of increase that main kind of area, and then guy ropes obviously to suit as well. For me, I'm just going to roll this back up. A ground sheet comes applied with the actual awning itself as well, so you can lay that down or pick and choose how you want to do that. For me, I think it'd be nice to just have a grassy area, especially if you've got no real rain protection on the front door. As soon as rain comes in, it's just going to drive down and collect on the actual floor. The bag is quite nice and compact as well, so you can see not a huge amount to it. It opens up from the top, so it's easy to get things back in and out. And then you've got obviously clips as well to contain it as you see fit. In fact, let's bring the camera around a little bit, just going a bit more an angle directly into the actual outhouse. So as we kind of look at down kind of the nose, if we say, we've got a back door which we can necessarily see. So that's when you drive away is going to be the main kind of function which you can slip up, and then it becomes almost like a complete utility tent on its own. So it's, to be fair, the model is based on the outhouse itself. But when we kind of undo this, thank you for that. Zip that up. We can then just roll that directly up again, and then we've got that kind of area too. So it's enough area to kind of put a bit of your kit and drive away. And like I said, it's more the price point which is kind of more reflecting. I feel for me, if you want something like this, really, then it might be worth, and you want the ability to slide door open a bit easier, then the Cayman kind of Kona might be a better idea. The door itself, in fact, let's bring the camera in for you, better shout again. The door itself, as we kind of come in, you can see really the tunnel span. So I mean, I've not positioned it the best, but the start of the door is kind of there, and you can see it barely goes past the sliding part there. But you've got a different sort of points in the top, so you can adjust the height of it as you kind of want to as well. Other things to mention, you've got obviously the vent, like I said initially, a hanging point for a lantern, and then Velcro tabs leading down so you can have the cables nice and neatly in the right place. As we slide the door open, we can make sure, kind of, you see in the corner, that's about as far as you're going to get it open initially. To be fair, I've got probably the best part of a foot on that side of things, which I could have bring across to kind of open up a little bit. So that's where it's crucial that you kind of have it as much room as possible to allow that sliding door to fully open up. But yeah, that kind of gives you a bit more an idea about the Outhouse Handi. If you want more information, you can always check the link below this video. It'll take you straight through to our website where we've got that sort of pitching video I mentioned already, as well as details on the pack sizes, pack weights, floor dimensions, spec, and all the bits as well. As we've also got other videos on the prices and package deals we do with it as well. So you can always have a look at that and sort of see what really suits your boot, really. But like I say, any more questions, queries, feel free to get in contact with us directly. You can check the link below the video, which go through a bit more detail as well.